All right, everyone, how are you? Sorry, I had a little technical difficulties with that one, but we're gonna try it again. So hopefully you guys can all see us and
Yes.
hear us.
And
Sorry
we're
about
gonna
that.
try to keep. It says everyone says that it's keep starting over. So this is going to be a new link. So I'm going to text some people just so we have them know that we're on it. So Ray, you can start talking.
Absolutely. So as Shannon said in the previous video there, we are going to do our weekly, every Tuesday of the first of the month, we're going to do our weekly team meetups via YouTube Live. So everyone out of state and out of country can actually plug in and connect with all of us. So if you're not here, you're not local, you don't feel like you're not a part of our team. So we definitely want to make sure that we're all together and plugged in. This does not mean that you don't have to plug into your team anymore. So by all means, I've been meeting with some of my team every Thursday at Panera. So whether it's one person up to 15 people, we can still plan to do that. I know Shannon still does things as well. Is that working? So we definitely want to make sure we're still plugged in. If you are local, reach up and out to us anytime that you have a potential distributor. If you want to meet to chart, if you want to meet because you're going for a promotion or anything like that, you guys, this does not take place of meeting up, because obviously one-on-one is, we are a belly business. So we want to be connected and love on you and vice versa. So we want to start our meetup tonight with basically the month of May. We're so excited. They just came out with the double Ruby bonus again for the $1,000 Ruby bonus. Anyone who signs up the whole month of May has until July 31st to get the $1,000. I mean, it's amazing. If we had that when we first started, we would have been,
oh my gosh,
guns blazing. We would have went out there like, okay, what are we gonna do? $1,000 is absolutely life-changing, you guys. So plug into potential distributors, anyone that you have who showed any interest maybe 2 years ago or 2 weeks ago, plug into them, let them know that they have an opportunity to get a $1,000 Ruby bonus. It's huge and absolutely life-changing.
Absolutely. And I always love to say rubies make diamonds. I mean, it truly does. And everybody always looks at that big picture, and that's a great, great destination. But you know what? Just make those rubies and you will find a lot of success.
Yeah, and we always know the journey is more fun than the destination anyways. So the biggest thing is we have some notes here about what actions you're going to take for the month of May. You say you want it, but you have to show us, you have to show your team that you're leading. Be a good leader, lead by example, stay plugged in. You cannot expect your team to get to events. You can expect your team to get on these live YouTube channels, get on our conference calls, or do anything if you're not willing to do them yourself. So if you're not on this call and you're telling your team to get on there, maybe you need to start over and lead by example and be a good leader.
And the only way that you're going to motivate your team is by inspiring them. So I get tons and tons of messages as, how can I get my team motivated? Or how can I get motivated? You know what? Get out there and put a wrap on someone.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts, guys. This business is it's simplicity. And sometimes I think that some people may be overcomplicating it. And it comes down to blitz, wrap, repeat. Okay, so if you're not doing those three things, then you're probably not seeing anything happen in your business. It's kind of at a standstill. Maybe when you first got into the business, you were blitz, wrap, and repeating, and then all of a sudden you kind of took a seat back and you're not doing that as much. And I'm going to tell you one thing, the people that are in the top of this company, the top leaders, the top 100 leaders, the top 200 leaders, they are out blitz, wrapping, repeating. And that's what it's all about. So if you're not doing that right now, I want you to change your mindset, and tomorrow I want you to get out there. And I want you to blitz at least 5 people, talk to those people. And, we just had a conversation about how important it is to really just go out and make connections with people. This is called network marketing, guys. Okay. So it's not something I'm going to sit home behind my computer every day, all day, and think, oh gosh, let me just keep checking my email to see if I got a loyal customer today.
Or keep opening your door and thinking someone's going to be banging on your door for a wrap.
Yeah, and that's just not how it works. And so I just want to encourage you to, even it doesn't mean that you need to go out and do something different. Go to the park with your kids and just start talking to a mom. Wear your It Works shirt. Bring a bag with you, drink your greens, whatever it is, and just start talking to people and networking with them and make relationships. And really, honestly, those are the people that you're going to find that they're going to say, so what do you do? Oh, I get to stay home with my baby. And then they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. I would love to do that. That's all it is, guys, is talking to people. So get out there and network. Do you have anything you want to add with that, Ray?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that even having play dates, my son's in kindergarten, and I make a point that I have my play dates where I get to talk to other moms and really connect with them and find out what they do and vice versa. And they see that I'm home, and then maybe they want to do that too. So I do think instead of just throwing up on someone and saying, oh, you should become a distributor, have you thought about this? Like, don't go at it like that. You know, always kind of just let them know what you do slowly by wearing your gear or drinking your greens. I mean, I never drink my greens at home. I always drink them in public. Or have your ProFit or, you know, an essentials bar. Anything that you have, your products, they can be, you know, your own networking too. Be a product of the product and be your own brand, wearing your shirts and having your Blitz cards and just always being the best you can be without actually saying, you know, join my team. You know, they're going to kind of want to be on your team because they're going to see what you're doing and want to follow suit. All right. So excuses.
Oh gosh.
We
All
love
right,
this one.
So this is something that we kind of really wanted to focus a little bit. So, all right, we've been in the business for 3.5 years now. So we have seen the business and we know, you know, the seasons of our business. And, you know, you can stay busy all year long in this business, but we definitely have our, you know, season that right now is a huge growth in our business. And if you're sitting at home again and you're not out doing, you know, sharing the business with people, you're not out connecting with people, you're not getting to parties, things like that, guys, you're missing this huge opportunity. This is setting you up for success right now.
Yeah.
But if you are one of those people that is making excuses, you are not going to find success. So the people that have an excuse for things are the people that are not going to have success in their business. And I'm just going to be straight up blunt about that. And I'm sorry, and I don't want to sound that blunt, but it's true. So my thing is, if you're someone that's going to go to bed at 7 o'clock at night after you put your kids to bed and you haven't worked your business throughout the day, you know what? You need to step up your pep. You need to drink your greens and you need to stay up and start working your business. If you can't do that, you know what? Wake up early in the morning. You know, success comes with sacrifice. And if you want something bad enough, you're going to sacrifice things like maybe extra sleep or, you know, that TV show that, you know, everybody else in the world is watching, whatever, like those singing shows or whatever, all that stuff people do. I don't even know, because I haven't watched TV in 3.5 years and I am not telling you a lie. I don't. I put my kids to bed. I do my mom thing, but I also work my business. I also work my business throughout the day with my kids. You know, today at soccer, I went and, you know, like I was saying, like I network with people. I meet new people. I answer questions from my phone. I work my business constantly. And I don't ever have an excuse of why I can't show up. You know, some things that, you know, I might miss out on. I might miss out everybody watching TV. I might miss out on maybe my friends and girlfriends. I mean, I know they're probably like, so like, oh, I'm not inviting her anymore. But this is my busy season and I can't give up that extra time because I want this so bad.
Yeah.
And 3.5 years later, I want it just as bad as I wanted it from the day that I started. So if you have an excuse, quit your excuses if you want this, because I have so many people tell me how bad they want this and how much they want this to happen. And, you know, they want the success, but then
not willing to do anything.
They're not willing to do it. So you got to, if you want it, you got to do it. And that's just the way it is.
I love it all. And I feel it because, you know, there's times at 1 a.m. where Shannon and I are texting or sometimes calling each other. You know, we might wake up when our kids wake up, but if you are one of those people that have to go to bed early, you know, make sure that you make it a routine where you maybe wake up an hour before the kids and you have your coffee, you sit down, you look over your 6 list, you look at your to-do list of what you're going to do to really grow your business for the day. But you have to sacrifice, you know, sacrifice now to invest later. Like right now, we're not sacrificing having this call for everybody. You know, we're investing in ourselves. We're investing in all of our team members because we're building a legacy for our family. So once you kind of get over the hump of sacrifice to invest, then you realize like, okay, I sacrificed then, so I can invest now. And I just said to a couple girls on my team the other day, maybe it was yesterday or today, I don't even know, but you know, do now what others won't, so tomorrow you can do what others can't. And I totally love that. And I think about all the time, you know, my dad said that 3 years ago to me about this business. And I still, sometimes if I'm doing a meeting or going to New Jersey or wherever we're going, doing something, he says, you know, do now what others won't. And I just finished the quote because it's one of those things where you are building a legacy for your family, and it may take a little sacrificing now, you guys, where maybe you can't have a date night in May because you're going for that diamond bonus or that ruby bonus, or maybe you can't, you know, go to a basketball game or a baseball game, but there's things that, you know, you never let your why be your excuse. Our why are our kids, and we'll never make that excuse or we can't do certain things because we don't have a sitter or whatever it may be.
Yep.
So
I'm
really
gonna
make
miss 2
sure.
baseball games this week.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, and it's because I know how important this is. And, you know, my kids don't see it as that, oh, mommy's not here. Mommy's
know working
working,
hard,
and
but
they
like I
know
said-
what it works has done for our life.
Right.
And so I'm also not just missing a baseball game, but I'm showing an example to my kids that I'm showing them when you work hard for something, when you want something, you'll do anything to get it and not give up on it, you know? And that's the other thing too, is that we're kind of bringing into the spin of this is, you know, people that kind of give up on themselves, you know, they feel like they don't make it rich in the first month and they're like, ah, that's it, I'm done, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not what happens. Nobody makes it rich in the first month of this.
It's not a quick rich thing either. And, you know, we had a leaders call today that we invited, you know, some people who are going for that diamond in the next couple months to the call. And we got so many responses back, like, thank you so much for inviting us. It was so good. And it's nice to hear other leaders talk as well. But one great quote that Mary Beth said was, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So if you really sit and think about that, you know, we could get out here and say, okay, I signed up today, and a year from now, I want to be ambassador. And that's it. Like, I want to be ambassador. And that year mark comes and I'm not ambassador, then I'm going to quit because I didn't reach that goal.
Yeah.
But what they do is we underestimate, like, 10 years. You know, we're in this for the long haul. 10 plus years, we're here. And we know a lot of people on our team that are still going to be here building a legacy and building a team because they see it in the long run picture. So don't underestimate, you know, in 10 years, I'm going to be an ambassador. You're going to be an ambassador. We're going to be millionaire moms. And that's it. So if you set your goal as, you know, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm going to be here instead of a month from now or a year from now. Because if you don't reach that goal, then a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to give it a year and see what happens. Well, usually it's give it a year and we'll change your life.
Right.
But sometimes you could stay a distributor for a year. And then once that year mark hits, I know this has happened to some people. I know you know what I'm talking to, you guys too. But once that year mark hits, it's like, oh, all of a sudden I'm executive. All of a sudden I'm Ruby. And
Yeah.
I see my check doubling, tripling because I gave it a year and I didn't say, oh, I didn't reach that goal, so I'm going to give up.
Yes.
So you
And
can't.
I always tell everybody the only way you're going to fail at this business is if you quit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you quit, you're going to fail.
Absolutely.
So you just can't quit. You got to keep going. You got to get out there. And honestly, that next person can change your entire business. So that's where you have to get out there and you have to be blitzing people. And you just don't know who is going to come down your path. So just make sure you get that heart into as many people's hands as possible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So being consistent, you know, that's even like, you know, if you had, you know, a sales job and if you didn't make that certain mark in, you know, a matter of time, most people don't get successful in sales or things like that after being there for 10 years. And the thing is they're working, you know, they don't have residual income like us. You know, each month they bring in all these sales and then all of a sudden the next month they got to find those sales again. So guys, just you have amazing thing on our hands and just take advantage of it because you're part of it.
Absolutely. So being consistent, staying plugged in, networking, I mean, all these things, you know, if you're a leader, you have one person underneath you, you are a leader. So lead by example. We can reiterate this over and over again. Another thing is Facebook. Want to talk about Facebook? Why it's so important?
So Facebook, I feel like, is super important because, you know, you really just want to be a little bit cautious of what you're saying on Facebook. And, you know, we all have bad days. We all have days that we just want to, you know, put anything on there. So what I'm going to tell you is that if you're having a crappy day and you feel like you need to put it out there,
Don't go on Facebook.
Type it onto Facebook and then delete it. Don't post it. Because, you know, people are watching you. And that's the thing is people are watching you constantly because, again, I always say this to everybody, unfortunately, and it's super sad, but in our world, people are waiting for you to fail because you're doing something different that most people aren't willing to do. You're doing something that they're like, what is this? It's different. You know, it's
something we weren't trained to do.
We weren't trained to do. Our parents didn't tell us to grow up to do this. They told us to go to college and do something different and be in debt.
Work 9 to 5.
Work 9 to 5.
Never see your kids.
Put our kids in daycare, you know,
2 weeks paid vacation.
Yeah. So we are not the average. So people are waiting to see you fail at this. So if you're putting things out on Facebook and you're putting dumb things like, you know, you had a bad day about, you got in a fight with your sister, your family, your aunt, whoever, whatever, keep your dirty laundry off of Facebook because you don't know who's watching you. And that could be your next rock star that saw that post that was like, nope, that's not the person that I want to inspire
Mhm.
me and lead me into this
And they'll go to
business.
someone else. who's
And they'll
doing
find
this.
someone else, because guess what, guys? Our company is growing
Mhm.
and everyone wants to be part of it. So we are growing really quickly. So if your neighbor knows somebody, your aunt knows somebody, people know people that are in this business right now or have tried our products. So keep your dirty laundry off of Facebook. And I can't stress that enough. And, you know, go through your Facebook post, and before you post something, kind of think to yourself, am I the kind of person that I would want to join under that team? And if you don't think so, then don't post it. So
Mhm.
keep it off Facebook.
Yeah, and I just said this on a call not too long ago too, is when you're blitzing, you know, if I'm having a bad day and I go up blitzing, I know people can feel my energy, because if
Mhm.
I'm not feeling it, then they're not going to feel me. So I'll turn around and go home. But you only really want to blitz and be positive and share your
Yeah.
excitement and your energy with someone when you're having a good day. And, you know, we don't all have good days. We're human. So if you're not having a good day, don't go up blitzing. They can feel your energy, positive or
Mhm.
negative, you know, so just keep that in mind too. And what else? Anything else?
Oh, and the other thing about Facebook too is we definitely, I can't stress this enough to you guys, is although we know that our wraps can cause inch loss in detox, we have to keep that off of Facebook. It is not, you know, approved that we can say things like that. We can't make claims of things like that. And we need to protect our golden egg, which is our company and our amazing, unique product, our body applicator. So please keep inch loss and detox off of Facebook of when you're talking about our
The
wraps. Yes, we know that our greens do detox, but our wraps, we cannot make claims of them detoxing or inch loss. If sometimes at parties, you know, I do always suggest to somebody, if they are, you know, kind of stuck on that inch loss thing, and some people are, and that's okay, I say, you know what, why don't you measure yourself before you come to the party and let them measure themselves, and they can do it themselves. But please do not put that out on Facebook and social media, because again, we are trying to protect our company and our golden egg here. So we don't want to lose it.
And just, you know, teach your teams to do the same thing. That's it.
Exactly.
All right, so those are all good things. And then one more thing, you know, Cami Dempsey posted today, which I just loved, is that she said leaders are readers. So grow your mind and become an expert. So how do you do that? You know, even if some people, I know we're one of them, you say you don't have time to read. You know, you're so busy mom, if you're working, if you're doing this full time, or keeping up with the house, husband, whatever you're doing in your life, we know it's crazy. And sometimes if you think, oh, I'm going to read, it's like the last thing on your to-do list. But if you just read 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's an average of about 18 books that
In
are
1
200
year.
pages in 1 year.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
That is
Some people are like,
crazy.
I can't even read a book a year. Well, 10 to 15 minutes, you guys. And I'm a big fan of audio CDs. I know I always say it, but go to your library and try to rent some personal development audio CDs or something on branding or whatever it is that you want to be an expertise in, and, you know, growing, being a good leader, entrepreneur. I mean, whatever it may be, just kind of get those audio books and maybe even put them on your CD and make a tape of it, make a recording of it, CD, and you can give them to your team as well.
Yep, that's great.
Then you always have them, and, you know, it's no excuses. I don't have money to buy an audiobook, or I don't have money to get a book at the library. Yes, you guys can get it. We can do it. Do it 10 to 15 minutes, whether it be audio or reading it, and you will just fill your soul.
Yeah,
more than
and,
you know.
And you know, if you're not filling yourself up each day, then how are you able
Feeding
to
your
go out
team.
and feed your team, or even that person that you're blitzing? You know, people are going to feel that. So go out and get those personal development books, whatever it is, even if it's something, you know, some stuff that you can read on Facebook. I know that there's a lot of, you know, on Joel Osteen, things like that. You can just read some of their stuff throughout the day.
Quotes.
There is so many ways to do it. So there's, you know, you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to order all these books. That's not what we're saying whatsoever. But you need to fill up yourself so you can fill in others. So that's really important.
All right, so we want to talk about green carpet real quick. I know some people were asking what green carpet is, especially a lot of new distributors. So green carpet is going to be, well, pretty much the second largest corporate event of the year. So the first being Limelight, which is in January. Now green carpet is in July. So green carpet is July 24th and 25th. You can find that information on the myitworksevents.com. It's in Palmetto, Florida. So definitely go get your tickets now. They are on sale, and reach out to your team. If you guys fill, 4 to 6 people in a hotel room, or people who are close and local. If you want to drive there, it's definitely worth investing in yourself.
Absolutely.
So get those tickets.
And, for anyone that hasn't been in front of the company, it's just so important to get to corporate events because you just feel the heartbeat of the company. And I know for myself, I didn't get to a couple of them in the beginning because when we were just kind of starting, we didn't get it. We didn't get that idea. And my first corporate event was my first Dash. And it changed my life just going there. And I know that a lot of people felt the same way for their first conference or even just your first One Team, One Mission. And that's another thing too is, I know you guys are, we have people on here from all over the United States, and get onto our New Zealand. So get onto our corporate calendar because there's constantly new, try to make it like a point to get on there at least once to twice a week because there's constantly One Team, One Missions popping up all the time. Over. And it's just, I just know that the one that we did in the Cape Cod, we only really planned it a month and a half before. So they're constantly being planned. They're constantly getting on there. And it's so important for you to get there. It's really important, for you to bring as many guests as you can. But you know what? If you don't have a guest, that's okay. You still got to go there and just kind of rub shoulders with like-minded people and, kind of feel the heartbeat. Some of, the corporate team does get to some of them. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but we're growing. Fortunately, we're growing so big that they can't get to as many as they'd like. But just hearing from different top leaders, you are going to learn so much. So keep yourself updated on those events and, just kind of watch for one in your area. And
or if you know someone, if you know someone in North Carolina and they have one coming up, and they're interested or maybe not even interested, you can say, hey, you can go here for free. All you guests are all free. So you can definitely connect them with someone there too.
Yep, absolutely. That's so true. And, the thing too is that, just getting in front of that, it just builds excitement for you. And it's just going to make you have more of that passion and fire. And so that also comes with staying plugged in. If you're not getting on calls, guys, I mean, what do you always say, Ray?
You're not plugged in, you have no electricity.
And it's so true, sometimes, and I'm not saying, I'm not sitting here and saying that every single day is perfect. And we have so many loyal customers and we have so many distributors. That's not what we're saying. It's not happening every day for us too, guys, but we never give up on ourselves. We work this consistently. We stay plugged in. So those days that you're like, oh man, I really wanted that person to join my team and maybe, it just wasn't the right time for them or something. But yeah, we get a little discouraged too. It's okay. We're normal. We're humans. But I need to get myself plugged into a call. And once I get into that call, I'm like, okay, so that person said right now, that no for right now doesn't mean forever.
Right.
And just having that belief. And, the thing is that getting on calls, I think,
especially the Monday night.
Yes.
The Monday night call is the Show Me the Money call is so important to get on, you guys. I mean, I think, Amy always says, and I always say as well, is that it's motivation for the week and motivation Monday. It kind of brings you up for the week and getting yourself prepared, getting your team on as well. And if you miss it by any chance, all the recordings are on there. Well, not all. I know that they've kind of stopped doing all the calls. So you can go back to a certain date and listen to any calls that you may have missed. But you could listen to it and it could be a salon call and you can say, oh my gosh, my friend Shannon works at a salon and I want to send her this call just to listen to. And, they're usually half an hour, 40 minutes, and they're definitely worth getting on. So we know that there are, the Sunday night corporate calls, but then the Monday night Show Me the Money calls. So it's just, if you can't get on those, you can always listen to the recording, but they are so important. And then again, if we have team calls, the recording are always available.
To be plugging into those.
Yep.
All right, so we had some incredible things happen last month in our business. Not only did everyone work their butt off, and congrats to all of you because you guys, I know how hard you worked, and April was amazing and May is just going to be even more amazing. But let's talk about a couple people that did some crazy things in our business.
Yeah, so last month we learned about 3 people who got the car bonus, which is so great. It's such a hard bonus to get, I think, but it's one of those bonuses that once you get it, you can always kind of achieve it by keeping up your volume up. So 3 people who got it: Tony Gahagan, Michelle O'Toole, and Kathy Jones, aka Kathy, it works. So congratulations, you guys. We wanted to connect with all 3 of you tonight, but Tony and Michelle both have prior commitments. So we're sorry you guys couldn't connect with us, but definitely next time. So Kathy, it works.
We're
Is she
just
gonna
waiting.
try to give us a little buzz?
Yep, she's going to give us a call. 'Cause
Okay.
she's going to share some tips with you guys of how she got her 60 loyal customers, worked her butt off, and got that $600 bonus. And, from day one, that was like her goal, right? And there was nothing that was going to stop her from getting it. And she truly deserves it. And she just worked her butt off. So she has some tips with you of what she's done. Here she is. Hold on.
Yay. Wish you could see you, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi,
Hi. I hope everyone, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. Hopefully everybody can hear you. Can you hear us through the, are you near the computer?
I'm on my computer.
And you can hear yourself?
I can hear you, but I can't hear me.
Okay, that's all right.
All right, that's okay. All right, so
I'm
Kathy.
trying to listen to you. Hold on.
All right, so tell us, Kathy, a little bit about yourself, when you started, and what's happened since you've started with It Works.
Okay, I started in April 7th, 2 years ago, 2013. I have to turn down my computer. Hold on, because I can hear you guys at the same time.
It's like when you call on the radio and you like call for a contest and you won. They're like, turn down the radio.
You won the concert tickets.
All right, I'm walking away so
I
I can
did
talk.
win once, by the way. All right, so turn down the volume of the computer.
Okay, done.
All right, so you joined April.
I came in April of 2013. My cousin Janine was my sponsor,
Mm-hmm.
and Carrie actually was my diamond upline. I ended up running with her, and had my launch party probably 2 weeks after, and I ended up signing 9 loyal customers at my launch party. And Carrie did an amazing job showing how easy the simplicity of the business. So I kind of ran from there and just started booking parties off of the friends that signed on as loyals, and loved the product myself, used the product myself, and just started sharing with everybody. So my goals are usually to try and get at least follow the steps to success and get 4 loyals, and I aim for more. My 6 list usually says I should try and get 1 a day, but I know that hasn't happened, but it will. So I have 117 customers now.
Wow.
Well, actually 118 because I signed another one today.
Woo!
And I have a great support system from my family, my friends, and all of my customers are great. And they all were rooting for me, too, to get this. And I did. I went over the 3,000 volume and cried at one team, one mission.
And that's so good because, Kathy, it's like you get that extra $600 a month. Just keep up that volume where I know some people.
I can't wait to see my check.
Yeah, but some people, not to take away anything, but some people sometimes focus on so much like, okay, I'm going to go diamond and get that $10,000 bonus, and that's an extra $400 a month. And if you lose that, then you don't get that back. But with the car bonus, if you lost that, if your volume sometimes dipped below the 3,000, you can always get that back, 3 months later, a year later, as long as you keep up that loyal customer and that volume up, then you're good. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So one quick tip. Can you, some people want to know, how did Kathy get all these loyals? Can you tell everybody how and what you did?
Well, I just got the wrap on them and stayed consistent. I mean, like you said, Facebook was a huge part of my business. I tried to post at least a couple times a day. And I have people now that have been watching me for 2 years that never liked a post, never commented on a post, but they're watching.
Right.
And now I'm getting in front of them and I'm getting the wrap on them, and they're seeing how amazing our products are. And while the wrap is on, I go over, I have the catalog, I go over everything else, and I usually, I go in with an assumption that they're going to sign on as a loyal customer or distributor because they're going to love it. And they do.
And don't you think that when you have a positive mindset of they are going to sign up as a loyal customer or distributor, it happens. But if you're negative and think like, oh gosh, they're, how am I going to get them as a customer, or I'm not sure what to do, don't you feel like your confidence of the fact that you're going to become a loyal customer or distributor, don't you think that's what's sealing the deal for you?
Absolutely. They see the passion. And they see how much that I love the product.
Right. So
and
instead of you
all
saying,
my customers that love the product.
Instead of you saying, sorry, go ahead.
No, I missed what you said.
I just want to say, instead of you saying like when you or if you, it's always like, you know, you're basically telling them that they're becoming a customer.
Like when you're going to become a loyal customer today, and this is what you're going to get when you become a loyal customer, you're going to get a whole, you know, you tell them what they're going to get. And it's almost like
Exactly.
you put it in their mind that they're going to become a loyal customer or distributor, and they're not leaving if they don't.
They're definitely going to become a loyal customer. And then I'll get to the next.
And then once they try the
Customer
products,
service
they're going to
is
upgrade.
Yes. That's so awesome. And you know, don't you, and I love this, is that people won't believe in you until you start believing in yourself. And when people see that, people saw on Facebook that you believe in yourself, you believe in the company, you believe in the products. And, you know, people are starting to come out of the woodwork, like you said, that never liked a post or never asked you about the products. When they start seeing that passion behind you, you know, it's kind of crazy how things can change.
Right.
And your own results. I mean, you look amazing. You know, you're taking the product, you are a product of the product, and people see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I met with a girl the other day that same thing. She never liked to post. I didn't even realize I was friends with her on Facebook. Then I got a private message, and I
That's
went
awesome.
around to the other day. She's sending me her 72-hour results tomorrow night. She was probably one of the few that didn't sign on the spot, but she had to go to the laundromat. So I'll get her tomorrow night.
So Kathy, I have a question that Jen Lando just asked me to ask you, and it was, how do you stay so connected with your customers? So, you know, you sign a customer, say you signed me a year ago. What do you do to stay connected with your customers so they don't fall off after the 3 months?
Well, I have a loyal customer group page, which I added every time I get a new customer. I add them to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I do a like a product of the week. And so I
Awesome.
can introduce them to a different product. So if they're using something different, they'll see that there is other stuff out there every week, especially the new ones. They can go scroll through and look at all the different, you know, products that I showcase each week. I go on and I remind them every month to remember to check their accounts, their perk points, and go on and use them. And they know that they can't use them on auto ship, so you're getting that extra volume just by them. They may go on and order a skinny pack with only 30 perk points, so you're going to get more volume that way
Right.
as well.
Yep.
It's awesome. Good.
And I
So,
remind them all to share their link too, which is huge because I'm getting a lot of them that are now catching on that they're getting $35 extra in or free box of wraps.
that's
Mhm.
awesome. So one more question and then we'll let you go. So Carrie asked, can you let everyone know about the lady from your hundreds list that accidentally called you and now you're rapping?
That happened today. I had a phone call. She's on my hundreds list, and I had been texting her whenever we do the challenges, and once in a while I'll do it just, you know, when you pick the first A through D in your contact list. Have you tried that crazy rap? Well, she's never responded, and I've sent her every single time. Because she doesn't respond, I won't give up. Well, today my phone rang, and I missed the call, so I called her back, and I'm like, geez, that's Cindy. I haven't talked to her since I used to work with her at a gym 2 years ago. And I called her back, and she didn't answer, so then she called me back, and I said, hey, Cindy, what's going on? And she goes, how was your trip? And I go, which one? I mean, that was in January when I went to the conference. And she goes, oh my gosh, it's the wrong person. So she said, you know, we got talking, and she said, so what have you been doing? And I started talking to her. I said, you've been getting these text messages from me, but she didn't have my name as a contact, so she didn't realize who it was.
Oh,
Wow.
see?
She had no idea what the crazy rap was.
See that?
So she
So
asked
people are
me what I was
ignoring us,
doing,
that's
so I
why.
told her, and she said, oh my God, I'd love to have a party. I'd like to have one by my pool. How many people? Like 10? I said, absolutely.
Awesome.
She said, I'll call you. She said, I'll call you in the next couple of weeks because I have graduation coming up, but I want to definitely book a party, and we'll do it at my pool. And she lives right in town.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's so good. So we got a lot of tips tonight. Accidentally call people, guys. And, you know, definitely maybe even say, did I miss a call from you? And play dumb. Who knows? But that could be,
Yeah, that's a good way.
that could be a car bonus. But even just texting people, like Kathy said, a lot of new distributors on the call. What we do sometimes is we'll go through our contact list on our phone and maybe say text 3 people with the last name A, or text one person A, B, C, D, and just say, have you tried that crazy rap thing? And that's it. You know, let them ask questions. Let them say, no, what is it? What are you talking about? And then kind of go from there. So it's just a way of putting it out there. Instead of being on Facebook, you're actually texting them.
And making that personal connection. And that's important too.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes if we're putting a post on Facebook and then we sit there and wait for that like, or that person, you think you're going to get all these messages. But You're probably not. So you
Right.
definitely need to make personal connections where you send them a message and say, hey, Kathy, oh gosh, I saw you complaining on Facebook or about how, you know, you're so tired lately and you wish you could have some extra energy. Have you heard of our It Works Greens? They're so
Mhm.
amazing and they help me, you know, go throughout my day with my 3 children.
Yeah.
You know, make it personal that, you know, I saw you're tired or I saw you're getting married and didn't know if you, you know, wanted to have a couple of your bridesmaids over and try, you know, our facial applicators or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
make relationships and start connections and don't just, you know, hope and wait on Facebook and, you know, wait for somebody to contact you. You got to get out there and you have to contact them. And, you know, as far as like new people too, if you're not out asking people, hey, you know what, I just started with this business. I'm super excited about it. I was wondering if you could help me, right? If you were my friend, well, if you are my friend, but if you asked me for, you know, I just started this new business.
It was like
I would say
you
yes.
did that to me.
Well,
and
actually,
I
didn't know I
role
was.
reversal here. So Shannon actually did that, and I said yes. I came over to be a friend and be supportive. So you know, your friends will come and they'll support you, and they may become your next distributor,
Your next
or
triple diamond.
Ha. So thank you so much,
Thank
Kathy.
you, Kathy.
We appreciate
Thank you,
you
ladies.
and your leadership.
Good night.
Thank you. All right, guys. So this is fun. I
I
think that we
know.
should do this again, June, the first Tuesday of June. We'll connect. But you know, April, we have it here. It was a record-breaking month. We had historic sales, and we're just so excited to see what May's going to bring us, and it's going to be even that much better, especially with all these Ruby bonuses. So connect with everyone and share what we have, especially if you're new. Post your before and after pictures. Get out of that comfort zone, and who cares what people think? You know, 3.5 years later, we're still not caring what people think, and
don't care.
having the time of our lives and being home with that boy. So
Yes.
have fun, and yeah, thanks for all getting on. We had, what is it, 31 viewers so far. So thank you guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.